Good day, respected scholarship evaluators, professor, and members of the AIM admission team. This is Nova again, and today I'm honored to present on a topic that is deeply crucial for the future of travel. Is the concept of sustainable development applying compared to the tourism and hospitality industry. In today's fast-changing world, travelers are no longer looking for luxury alone. They are looking for responsible and meaningful experiences. And many people used to think that going green meant sacrificing survey quality or operational profit. But is that really true? Do you really think that? Today, I will challenge the idea and explore how sustainability isn't just applicable. It is actually the smartest way to build a successful long-term hospitality business. So let's dive into our agenda for today's presentation. Um, Today, my presentation is structured into 6 logical steps. I will begin with introduction and definitions, followed by the 3 pillars framework, and then I will explain more real-world application and tech innovations and address the key operational challenges that facing hoteliers today. After that, I will share my personal vision and strategy impact as an inspiring hospitality leader before wrapping up with my conclusion and final verdict. Now that we have covered our roadmap, let's begin with our very first step. Before we can answer whether sustainability is applicable or not, we must first clearly understand what actually means. So let's define what sustainable development actually means. It is often described as meeting our current needs without damaging the future generations' ability to meet theirs. In the business world, we look at this through the triple bottom line: people, planet, and profit. This means a true sustainable business cannot just focus on making money. It just also care for the environment and the local community. Now, I hope you understand what sustainability tourism means, and but a crucial question arises. Why is it so important right now? Now look at why sustainability is no longer just a choice, but an urgent necessity for sustainable industry. First, okay, let's think about it. It is protecting our assets, right? In our industry, the destination is our product. If we ruin the nature, the beaches, or local cultures, guests will simply stop coming. With this happened with Maria Bay here in Thailand, which had to close off for years just to recover from over tourism. You know, we can't keep destroying what feed us. And the second is resource giants. Hotels are main resource giants. Guests want comfort, but then comfort means huge water use and non-stop energy. Sustainability is just a pretty good way to manage that footprint. And the last thing is what today's market wants. Modern travelers want eco-friendly choices. And from the business side, saving energy directly slashes our utility bills. So I hope you know sustainability isn't just a moral choice. It is a smart and profitable business strategy. And then, how do we actually apply sustainable development into real world hospitality? So let's look at the 3 pillars. First, we need a framework, a way to break down this massive concept of sustainability into practical, actionable business strategies that hotels and resorts can actually execute. To do this, we look at the Venn diagram on the right, which brings us to the 3 point. As you can see, true sustainability only occurs at the Asia center, where people, planet, and profit overlap. If a strategy focuses on profits and ignores people or planet, it definitely fails. I'm pretty sure about that. And true sustainable hospitality requires all three elements working in harmony. This leads us to our three core focus areas as we discuss planet, people, and profit. So, reducing our environmental footprint, fostering community support and socio-cultural growth, and ensuring long-term business profitability. Now, we all know the general idea behind sustainable development. But today, I'll dive deeper into each of these three pillars one by one. All right, cool. So let's start with the first pillar, environmental sustainability. When people hear the word sustainability, this is usually what they think of first. Do you really think that? In hospitality, it's all about reducing our daily ecological footprint. Think about it. Hotels operate 24/7, which means we consume huge amounts of resources. But we can change this. And how? It's not just about asking guests to reuse their towers anymore. It's about real, practical steps like shifting to solar energy, using smart sensors to auto tunnel lights, and recycling water for our gardens. And another massive area is cutting out single-use plastics and managing food waste from those giant buffets. At the end of the day, I believe managing these resources wisely is how we protect the nature that our guests travel to see. Uh, but protecting nature is just one side of the coin. Beyond the natural environment, sustainability must also empower human community. This brings us to the pillar two, socio-cultural sustainability. And I honestly, this is the one that often overlooked. Here's the truth. Tourism cannot succeed if the local community is being left behind or exploited. It has to be a win-win situation. How do we do that? It starts with hiring local people, and not just for entry level, but training them to become managers or leaders. And then it's also about buying our food from local farmers and showcasing our local art in our lobby, right? And and then uh when we protect the local heritage and support the neighborhood, we don't just do good. We actually give our guests a much more authentic and memorable experiences. Right? I know supporting people and culture is deeply inspiring, but for any hospitality business to survive, it may also be financially viable. So this leads us to pillar three, economic sustainability. Okay, let's be real. That's a common myth that going green is just too expensive for hotels. But is that really true? Yes. The answer is definitely yes. Buying solar panels or smart energy systems has a high cost upfront, but in the long run, they drastically cut down electricity bills and water bills. Less waste and less energy consumption mean a healthier bottom line. On top of that, as we discussed, today's guests are actually searching for eco-friendly hotels, and they're willing to pay a premium for them. So this economy pillar proves that doing the right thing for the planet isn't the cost. It is actually the best business plan to future-proof our profits. Now, I know you might be wondering, does they actually work in real life? How do you think that? It is actually work in real life, in real industry? The answer is Yes, a definite yes. Let's look at a real-world case study, Fushi in the Maldives. Fushi is a world-leading luxury eco resort. They are famous because they proved a massive point. Luxury and sustainability can coexist beautifully. You don't have to ruin it to provide a five-star experience. Don't ruin nature. One of their coolest initiatives called Waste to Wealth. Instead of throwing trash into the ocean, they recycle and compost over 90% of their solid waste. They even have their own glass studio where they turn gas to use glass bottles into beautiful art pieces that they sell. Moreover, they don't just protect their own island. They use their profits to fund clean water projects for local communities and invest heavily in marine conservation. I think this is a perfect example of how three pillars like people, planet, and profit work together in the real world, right? And then building on the success of eco resorts like Fushi, the future of hospitality lie in smart solution. Okay, let's move on to our next section, technology and innovations. First, we have smart energy management. Today, hotels use AI-driven thermostats and sensor systems. When a guest leaves the room, the system automatically adjusts the air conditioning and turn off the light, saving a massive amount of electricity. And the second one is food waste tech. We're seeing food waste techs kitchens. Kitchens now use smart scales and the software to track exactly what kind of food is being thrown away the most. This data helps chefs adjust their purchasing and menu sizes, which significantly cuts down kitchen waste. And lastly, the use of eco-friendly materials. Modern hotels are being constructed using green concrete, like non-toxic paints and biodegradable materials to ensure that the building itself has a very low carbon footprint from the start. I know, of course, implementing a sustainable development into the hospitality industry is another work in the park. There are a lot of challenges to face and many obstacles to consider. But today I will talk about three main challenges we need to consider. The first one is high upfront costs. Installing solar system, smart grids, or water recycling plants requires a huge initial investment. Many smaller hotels simply cannot afford the starting capital. And the second one is training and the mindset. I know it takes time to train staff strictly follow green guidelines. Plus, it's a challenge to change guests' behaviors, like encouraging them to use towels without lowering their comfort. And the last one is the threat of greenwashing. This happens when a hotel spends more time and money marketing themselves as eco-friendly rather than actually doing the work. As managers, we must ensure our sustainable practices are genuine, not just a marketing trick. Right? All these are I discuss about the theories, but beyond that theories, clever frameworks and case studies. I would like to share my own personal vision and strategic impact as an inspiring hospitality leaders. In my personal vision is to actively drive a sustainable transformation within the regional hospitality sector. I strongly believe that luxury and sustainability do not have to be mutually exclusive. My goal is to help create guest experience where expressional luxury service goes hand in hand with authentic environmental and cultural preservations. So, to translate this vision into real strategic impact, I focus on three key pillars. Look at this. The first one is empowering local communities. Sustainable hospitality must uplift the people around it. I aim to build business strategies that integrate local supply chains, support local artisans, and preserve cultural heritage, and then ensuring that economic benefits remain within the destination. And the second one is operational efficiency, like through innovation. As we explored earlier with modern technology, I want to champion smart eco technology such as like AI energy systems and zero waste initiatives that help properties cut operational costs while minimizing their environmental footprint. And finally is educating and inspiring others, like future leaders. Real change requires a shift in mindset. Through my leadership at AIM and beyond, I hope to educate future hospitality professionals and empower guests to make conscious, eco-friendly choices during their travels. So, by aligning my academic journey with these goals, I aim to contribute meaningfully to the future of our industry. So, to bring everything together, we started today's presentation with our critical question: is sustainable development applicable to the tourism and hospitality industry? Throughout our discussion, we explore how environmental protection, socio-cultural empowerment, and financial profitability can work seamlessly together. We saw through Geneva Fushi how luxury and sustainability can coexist and how modern technology is making green solutions smarter and more efficient than ever. While implementation challenges like high initial costs and operational changes exist, they are not excuse to delay action. Remember, they are not reasons to delay action. Therefore, my final party is an absolute yes. Sustainable development is not only applicable, practical, and achievable. It is the single most vital strategy for our industry's survival. The future of hospitality is clear. Sustainability is no longer an operational luxury or just a marketing trend. It has become an absolute necessity for long-term business survival. So, if we want a destination to visit tomorrow, we must build responsible hospitality business today. Okay, thank you very much, and Professor, for your time and consideration. I sincerely look forward to the opportunity to contribute to AIM as a scholarship student. Thank you.